Hi, welcome to this reading. This reading is for someone who is currently feeling like they're going through some kind of rejection, and it's bringing back memories of times in the past when you have experienced this kind of situation. So this card right here is the first card that came out, and it says, "She who loved once, fragile, secret love, rejection." And the other three cards came out together. The other two cards that came out with that were "She who regrets" and "She who becomes." So I want you to see all three of these here. And what's coming through with that is that you are afraid that this is going to happen again. Something that happened in the past, whether it was a relationship or something you were working on. And there's some other cards out on the table that tell me this might be just something that you're working on, that this isn't a relationship. But there's some like wound that you received in the past, and it caused you to feel rejected in some way. And that hurt has stayed with you. It's lingering in your field still. And Spirit is saying, don't let this current situation that you are in turn to bitterness. And I love how these three cards came out together. They just fell out on the table together, because right after this card came this card. And that's just like the order they fell out in. And this is rising up. This is metamorphosis. This is transcendence. And this is part of the journey. And that you are on right now is this metamorphosis. You're going through like this massive change and this new situation. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who is at the beginning of a new situation, and you're fearing that it's going to be like it was once before, because it says "she who loved once." So you've loved once and you were hurt. And sometimes we let that hurt turn into bitterness, and we don't allow ourselves to really rise up out of that and know that it can be different the next time. So before I talk any more about those cards, I want to show you what came out next. Surrender to play. And the message on this card says, take a break from overthinking a goal. And that's why I feel like for some of you, this is something that you're working on, and you are afraid in some way that it's not going to work out. And there's like an element of like rejection, like whatever it is you're trying to create, put out into the world, you're afraid that people aren't going to accept it or love it, or it's not going to be successful. There's going to be some level of rejection there. This may also be like a career, like maybe you're looking for a new job and you're afraid that this new job is going to, you may not get the job, like you may be rejected or something like that, because maybe you've experienced multiple rejections. I'm getting that with this card here. See all the the skulls on the bottom. This feels like you've probably experienced this feeling multiple times before. And the advice from Spirit right now is to take a break, and especially if you're getting caught up in your head about how this is going to go and what's going to happen, and is this going to turn into rejection again. Spirit is saying that you are currently in this metamorphosis phase, and I'm going to show you some other cards that are out on the table, and all three of them have butterflies on them, and that's that metamorphosis. You're in this like cocoon phase where you're just going to be experiencing this new thing very differently, because you've changed. Whatever you've been through in the past, these battles that you've had to endure have changed you. So you are different now, and because you're different now, you're going to show up differently to whether this is a relationship or a job or a project or something like that. You are a different person. You have changed. So not only do you have the ability to face this challenge, because it's feeling like it's some kind of challenge in some way for you, not only do you have the ability to deal with rejection, the potential for rejection is always there. Anytime you put your heart out, whether it's in a relationship or a job, anything, it really is a putting out of your heart. If it's something that you really want, something you desire, there's always a risk of rejection. And the challenge is getting back up, not letting that keep you down in this, this place here and turning into bitterness. So do something fun. Play is a time for recreation and rejuvenation. So that is a very strong message from Spirit there. The next cards that came out, I'm going to show them to you here like this. Isn't that beautiful? So right here on these cards, this whole entire figure is a butterfly, and the colors on these cards go together so well. So that just tells me that that message is connected, and this is that transformation and this rebirth kind of energy, and you're rising up as a new person. Both of these cards say something about just living in the moment. Cheer up, live in the moment, and celebration, let go and have fun. So that is a major message in this reading, is just to let this thing kind of be for right now, and remember that you're kind of in this cocoon phase, and everything that's happened to you has been like fuel for this transformation that you're going through while you're in this cocoon. Like I'm really seeing like the caterpillar in the cocoon, and that process of breaking down that happens, like this fragileness, like the fragileness of the caterpillar. It has to be very fragile so it can be broken down, so it can be rebuilt into something really new and something really beautiful. And all of these cards I'm noticing also have flowers on them. Not this one, but like here, there's like tons of flowers here. She's holding flowers to her chest. She has flowers in her hair. It's like, just this call to get out in nature is one thing. Like stop and smell the roses is just a phrase that's coming through. And that really means like surrendering and taking a break and just kind of enjoying life and feeling gratitude wherever you can kind of just find that within you. And the last card that came out, I showed just briefly a minute ago, but is this intention card. Again, just filled with butterflies. And it says, intention is simply allowing the will and mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. So I thought that was really beautiful. And Spirit is just saying, set the intention for how you want this new thing to go, and then let it go. And also trust that what you want wants you. Like that's last part, with all God's wishes for me come true. Like trust that whatever you call God, source, the universe, wants this for you too, wants good things for you too. And you need to believe that that's possible for yourself. So set the intention and then just kind of let it go. Celebrate, have fun, let yourself be transformed through everything that you've been through. And don't let this fear of rejection, I really think, because it says take a break from overthinking a goal, don't worry that it's going to turn into another battle, and most certainly not a battle that you're going to lose. See it as something that you're going to win. You're going to be successful. And Spirit just wants to remind you of just like your strength because of everything that you've been through. And yes, your heart is fragile and it's delicate, but you can handle this. And the lighter you are, like there's so much, like they're just like the way they're moving on these cards, they're just dancing and they're light. Even this one that's like a photo, she has her arms open and she's just being carefree and willing to open up her arms, willing to open up your heart again. And trust that, like, I love that this is a rebirth kind of energy here. Because that's very different, you know, than being stuck down in this defeat energy. And literally you have like these skulls here, so it's like a death rebirth kind of energy. So let me just pull a few tarot cards. I'm just eyeballing this sitting next to me here. Let's see if there's any other messages that Spirit wants to bring to you to kind of guide you and support you. I feel like Spirit really just wants to reassure you. King of Cups. Yeah, this is like just sitting in peace and being at peace and calming your emotions with this, you know, taking a break from overthinking. This, sorry, there was a notification on my phone that distracted me there. Just being really calm, like calming your emotions and keeping your heart open. You know, the King of King of Hearts. Yeah, the King of Cups is very open-hearted, and he's not afraid to open his heart, even though, you know, maybe he's loved once before and was hurt. We've all been hurt in various things that we've done that haven't worked out, but he's keeping his heart open. Yeah, Five of Swords. And this is that battle, you know? Like you've been through like multiple battles, and the trick is to not get angry, to not get bitter and frustrated with the way things are going. Yeah, let's see what else comes out. Wow. Five of Wands. Like this is a really, I just feel like this is an internal battle, and it's really a struggle to stay like calm and centered and open-hearted during this. Like I feel like you're going through something right in this very moment where you're feeling like you're being rejected in some way, like something isn't working out, or yeah, and you're getting in your head. I'm surprised the Eight of Swords hasn't come out yet, but you're starting to think like, oh, you know, I've loved once before. This is happening again. I'm being rejected. And Spirit is trying to give you the message that you're not. So 3 cards came out. This is that rebirth, Judgment. And look, the Fool and the Ace of Cups. This is this new beginning that is going to be a brand new journey that is just so fulfilling. And this is love, right? This is a beginning of love. So for many of you, if this is just relationships in general with people, you know, we've got the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. You have like multiple people here, and you know, you may be involved in some kind of like group situation. And in the past, when you've been involved with groups, there was infighting, or you just felt like you didn't maybe fit into the group. Like you felt like maybe you were rejected in some way. And Spirit is here to reassure you that you've changed and your situation has changed. And this is going to be this, you know, judgment here, this rebirth that is going to be so fulfilling. And it's just like this brand new beginning with like new relationships, because when you're a new person, you show up in a different energy and you attract in this beautiful energy of reciprocal love, like love that is pure and true, and people who have honest intentions. And if this is just a new endeavor, I feel like it's something that's going to be even better than you expect. Like this is giving me like tears of joy kinds of I feel a lot of release here and a lot of relief. I mean, we have the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups, right? It's like this new beginning where you're going to feel so much joy, and just your heart just being open and your emotions flowing once again. All right, let's just get a final card here. Final message. I just saw the Six of Swords. And that often is my card of like spirit is helping guide things. Okay. The Star and the World. This is so beautiful. Yeah, the first thing that's jumping out to me, I mean, notice that they're both, and even on this Judgment card, right? All of them don't have clothes on, right? So this is like that renewal energy. You are rising up a whole new person through this rebirth process. Hold on to your hope and your optimism, and just trust that you are being guided. Like all these stars here, you're being guided by your angels, with the Judgment angel here, and this is very spiritual energy here coming into your life just to kind of reassure you. And you're ending a cycle of heartbreak, and you are entering a brand new cycle where there's just like this refreshed, renewed energy. There's even the water here, and the star is Aquarius, and that is, future oriented energy. So Spirit is wanting you to look at the future with a lot of hope and optimism for things going so much better. This is going to be a brand new cycle, and it's going to be really healing, and just all these new relationships that are going to pour into you, and you pour into them, and it's just going to be like this equal give and take. I can just feel it. And yeah, I mean, you're starting a brand new chapter. I mean, this is such beautiful healing, just rejuvenation. I think that was, play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So this time is also going to be very healing for you. Water may also be an element that you want to work with, whether you use it in like rituals or like literal water. Just wash away all of this battle energy, everything that didn't work out in the past. Like even this card, it's just like really dark, and the skulls they're like on the ground. Like wash all this dirt away from what hasn't worked out in the past, and keep your heart open, stay hopeful and optimistic, and know that this new chapter that's coming in is going to be so healing and just an amazing success for you. All right, that's the message that I think Spirit wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know down in the comments maybe what you're going through, and if this is helping you on your journey at this time. I'd love to know. I'd love to connect with you there. And please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.